In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to use the breath as a focus in meditation. Now, there are many different ways of meditating, many different focuses and different things that you can do to meditate. So why are they so many? And what do you do? How do you use them? Well, have you ever tried to kind of get this in a kind of perspective? Have you ever tried balancing on one leg? Now, I don't know about you, but I find that quite tricky. And I find it particularly tricky if I'm looking around all the time at what's going on, because then I wobble a lot more. It's even worse if I try looking into a mirror. So I watch myself wobble and try not to wobble. So what do we do when we need to stand on one leg? Well, one of the things that is often advised and works really well is to focus on a single point in front of you, to just look ahead at that point, stay focused on that point, and let the body figure it out and get your balance. Well, different ways of meditating are about just having different points that you're focusing on. And that's all they're doing. They're giving you a thing to give your attention to allow yourself to settle. Your body and your mind together will work out how to find that balance. And meditation is about practicing that. It's not always easy. We wobble. And wobbling in meditation is about mind flitting off in many different places. But with time and practice, you'll find that becomes more straightforward. And I can say from personal experience, when you do that, you get a freedom in life. It's really quite powerful, and you'll probably have heard that. So it's worth trying. It's worth trying. So this short video is just to talk about how do you do focusing on the breath. So the first thing with any meditation is to be in a comfortable position. And we are trying to balance. So we don't balance when we're lying down. This is not about relaxation. So what I suggest you do is find a place where you can sit comfortably. Comfortably, maybe not slump down. See, I'm in a chair here and you can see I kind of slumped back here. But sitting in a position where you can allow the body to be upright but comfortable. So your stomach can relax, your diaphragm can settle down, your shoulders can relax, but you're not slumped, you're not hunched, you're not drooping. Find that kind of position. And then you're going to bring your attention to your breath. So it might help to close your eyes when you do this. It might help to look straight ahead, like focusing on the point in front of you. And I'm going to close my eyes because otherwise it's a bit odd for you to see me looking at you when you're trying this. So then you might want to put your hand perhaps up here on your chest or perhaps down on your belly, perhaps both. And just take a moment to notice that you're breathing. You might notice it in the rise and fall against your hands. Perhaps your stomach expands outwards. Perhaps there's tiny movements in your kind of chest area under your hand. Maybe you can feel the air moving in and out. Perhaps there's a sensation of cool air coming in and warm air going out through maybe your nose. And then all you're going to do is just every breath in and then breath out. Your natural speed, count it as number 1. And the next time as number 2. And each breath out, give it a number. Your attention might flit around, and that's okay. So all you're going to do is count each breath in and out and give it a number. So this isn't a guided meditation, this is an instruction. So I'm going to stop at that point there. But that's all you're going to do, is each breath in and breath out, you give it a number 1. Then the next one in and then out, and you give it a number 2. In and then out, you call it number 3. Then you just keep going up until you get to number 10, and then you start back down at number 1. So it's not about getting to a particular number. That's quite important. It doesn't matter if you lose count. Notice that you've lost count. Start back at number 1. You might notice that your numbering, your counting gets out of sync with the breath, in which case you might want to go back to really simple and just go breathing in. As you're breathing in, say in your head, and as you're breathing out, say out in your head. And after a little while, you might want to start counting. And it's an exploration. Once you've found that you can feel your breath, you can sense your breath. In whatever way that is, there is no right way to notice that you're breathing, but you do it all the time, so you can notice it. So once you've found that way of noticing that breathing, you're just finding a way, like focusing on that point in front of you when you're trying to balance on one leg. You're just finding a way of keeping your attention to the breathing. Your mind will probably wander, and I'll do other videos about what to do when there's a lot of thinking. But just try that. And because this is a starting video, you're just taking off the stabilizers of guided meditation, like taking off the stabilizers of your bike. Start small. I suggest you set a timer for 5 minutes, probably something on your phone or something can set a timer or an alarm somewhere. And just try noticing your breathing for that 5 minutes. Up to 10, and then start again. Up to 10, and then start again. And try that every day. Every day for a week. 5 minutes. Like I said before, it helps to be in a comfortable position, because then you're noticing your breathing. And if your breathing is because you're scrunched up like this, it's going to be uncomfortable. So try that in a place that's comfortable to do it. And give it a try and see what happens in a week. And if you don't get on with breathing, there are other videos that I'm doing, so have a look at those about different techniques. But give it a week with this practice first.